this past tax season alone with our program, the volunteers helped to transmit over 3,000 tax returns. And that was as of April 18th. And we put back $2.7 million back into the community.
Oh my gosh. Come
Yeah.
on, clap it up for
Yeah.
VITA. Yes,
Yep.
VITA York
They're
County.
amazing volunteers. They work really hard. And again, the community needs the program. They need the program. It's a free tax service.
Right.
So as long as individuals and families fall within the threshold, they can schedule an appointment and bring their paperwork in and get their taxes done for free. It's that simple.
Hey, everyone, and welcome to Money Talks Wealth Beyond Numbers. And I am your host, Dr. Constance Craig-Mason. And listen, I am excited because I have my good girlfriend here, TaTyana Abreu, and she will give you a little bit of insight as to who she is and how she serves in a quick second. But I just wanted to remind you all that wealth is not just what you hold, it's what you heal. And we believe on this particular podcast, Wealth Beyond Numbers, is that wealth is not just about spreadsheets and assets under management. It really is about who you're becoming as you're going on your money journey. So with this conversation today, we're going to touch on a little bit of community advocacy, and we're also going to touch on a little bit of work-life balance if we could. But I'm going to pass the mic to TaTyana so she can give you a brief introduction of who she is and how she serves.
Hi, everyone. My name is TaTyana, Tot for short, and I currently work at the United Way of York County as the Financial Stability Manager. And a big part of my role is connecting people with resources and opportunities that really help families thrive, especially through community-based programs and partnerships. That's something that I'm really passionate about, always have been passionate about, in helping people feel supported and empowered.
I love that. And also allowing people to feel seen, validated, heard,
Heard. Mhm.
right? We
Yes,
all want
yes,
to belong. We all want to
yes.
feel like, regardless of our challenges, where we come from, what our incomes are, that if we are finding ourselves in an uncomfortable situation, that there's places that we can go and be vulnerable and share that and not just have it fall on deaf ears, that there could be
Exactly.
someone like Tot who has a smile on her face, who is eager to help and has a robust network of people that show up and serve. So, how long have you been doing this work?
So I've been in the nonprofit sector for as long as I have been working, but with United Way specifically, 2 years. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
2 years?
Yeah, just 2 years. I know it feels so long, but yep, just 2 years. And when I started, I kind of like hit the ground running with managing the free tax program.
Aha. Okay. I've only really known you for about a year's time, I would
Mhm.
say. And
Mhm.
I've been able to watch you navigate in this community as a leader. Had you ever thought of yourself as a leader coming into United Way?
Uh, yes and no. So because I've been in the sector, I've kind of been in the background. But with the supporters that I've had, my supervisor, the CEO here, he's really kind of said like, "Look, I'm putting you in this role, and you're going to be in the forefront. You're going to be a leader." So that really challenged me, and really pushed me to finish my degree, which is in organizational leadership,
Wow.
which I recently graduated in the fall. So it was something. If you would ask me that 5 years ago, I would not say like, am I gonna be doing that? Is that where I see myself? No, but like right now, I love it. I love the challenge that I see every day. And it keeps me going because I know what I'm doing. It gives me passion, and I know I love helping my community.
Yeah, yeah. You touched on a couple of great important insights as you were sharing a bit of your story. And what I heard you say was new position, but not new to this field. However, I had a great mentor or maybe even mentors who saw something in me who were willing to allow me to grow and lead simultaneously.
Yes.
And also heard you saying, "Hey, I was also trying to finish up a degree, and I know that going back to school and having a new job and family and all can be challenging, but you persevered through that."
Mhm.
And so tell me a little bit more about what community service means to you and how do you serve in that capacity?
Yeah, so I'm a York native, so grew up here all my life, and so that's why it's important. Giving back means so much, but it also means showing up for the people in such a real, raw way,
Yeah.
whether that's with time or support or resources or just simply listening.
Mm,
I often get clients that they just need someone to listen to them.
yeah.
So for me, it's personal because I've had several people do the same for me,
Mhm.
um, or a program. So I think back to the programs that I've been involved in that have helped me to get to where I am today.
Yeah.
So and that can truly change someone's path.
Mm.
So that it reminds me that community is not just where we live, but it's definitely how we care for each other in our community.
Yes, I hear you say showing up
Hmm.
and having an active ear as someone is sharing their challenges or their joys, even
Yep,
the things that they're looking forward to. It's like, I want to say, holding safe space for that person in that moment.
that's exactly what it is. Yep,
Do you
being that
find that?
safe.
Go ahead.
Yeah, being that safe space. Like I said, we often get clients that come in or call, um, and they just need that safe space to be vulnerable with.
Yeah.
And I think back, like I was often that that person on the opposite side, and I needed that safe space. So now I want to be that in return.
Mm. Like myself, so I grew up in poverty in the inner city of Baltimore. I'm originally from Maryland. And I've been doing this work for over 17 years now, but I keep hearing you say, I too needed services. I too needed someone to
Yeah.
listen. And I shared that with you that I grew up like a lot of, clients that I see that have had a challenged background, especially as it relates to finances. And
Hmm.
finances is always a topic that can be intimate in my opinion.
Yes.
It really kind of like an onion with layers,
Hmm.
right? So
Layers.
as
Yep.
you continue to speak with people, you pull back the layers and you get to see different sides of them. And a place like United Way, or even, what I'm doing in the nonprofit space with the Money Talks is like people want to come and share. They don't know what resources you have just yet. They don't know if you are the person that's going to provide the solution just yet, but being able to just hold that space to give them um, a place to rest for the
Hmm.
moment. I feel like that is
Exactly.
so, so key. And you mentioned that you have been doing this work for quite a bit of time. Did you find that you had like the soft skills? Oftentimes people will share about active listening, being compassionate, being empathetic even. Do you find that you came to the table with soft skills that kind of allowed this to be a service leader role for you?
Yes. So it definitely is in my family's background.
Mm,
So that's something that I thought like now knowing I didn't think that I would be doing the same thing and working in human service field.
yeah,
But um yeah, I've always had those skills in the back. And I'm
nice.
thinking like, "Oh, okay. I've always been like a good listener, someone to offer advice and help whenever they needed it."
Fantastic. Can you share with us about some of these great programs you've been able to either implement from scratch or that you've been able to maybe elevate that was already there? Share about that.
So within the United Way, I manage the financial wellness initiatives, and VITA was already in place. It's been in the community for such a long time. And within that free tax preparation program, we were able to create another program, Rise United. So
Okay.
we've had clients come in and they would talk about not knowing how to fill out a W-4 or their need of budgeting or credit and debt management. And for me, I did not have the opportunity to take a business class until college. And I know in my community, not everyone chooses that route, not
Right.
everyone has that opportunity. So I thought within this service that is free, what can we do? What
Mm.
can we offer to the community? So that's where we thought Rise United. So
Mm.
we work with you
Yeah.
and so we, in the fall, wrapped up our first cohort of 3 classes,
Mhm.
and the participants were able to get their Money Talks toolkit
Mhm.
and the knowledge from you on credit and debt management, asset building, and
Yeah.
budgeting, as well as a seeded fund with a local credit union up to $200. So
Wow.
that opportunity in itself really just shows that from the VITA program, which helps families keep more of what they earn.
That's right.
So we help families get the most of what they earn, and then Rise United helps build stability for long-term progress.
Mm.
When people are connected to the right support systems at the right time,
Yeah.
it shifts the outcome for their entire household.
Mm.
And it goes back to, like, me thinking, like, we're really stronger when we're all connected.
Right.
But thinking back to, like, the implementation of the program, like, these 2 programs work
Yeah.
perfectly together.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where it came from, and I love to see its growth. I love the fact that we are holding a second cohort in the midst of tax season. So I'm
Yes.
super excited for that. But yeah, it all comes at the right time. Like I said, it's so important for our clients and our community.
You said a mouthful.
I
Oh my.
know it was a lot. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. And this is it's
Fine.
I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about the work and what we do and the clients we see every day because it's needed. It's needed.
Absolutely. So I wanted to break it down in 2 chunks,
Mhm.
if you could. So VITA, for those who don't know about it, had never heard of it, what does it stand for, VITA?
So VITA is a stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, and we are a coalition or partnership with the IRS.
Ah,
So the IRS provides us with the resources, training materials, everything to then train individuals, people that want to be volunteers,
okay.
um, provide tax assistance for underserved communities, individuals in our area. So
That's
we
amazing.
solely provide for just York County.
Okay.
However, there are programs throughout. Yeah,
Nice. So it really is community members helping community members.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
These are not like CPAs or I mean, they can
they
volunteer.
can be. Yes, they can be. But some are just regular people wanting to make a difference in their community. Um, and I have retirees. I have people that work full-time jobs. They get off of their job and come to a site and they work 3 to 4 hours. So it's really just people wanting to help other people. Again, it's helping to make that impact in the community. So just to
Yeah.
give a few statistics,
Mhm.
um, this past tax season alone with our program, the volunteers helped to transmit over 3,000 tax returns, and that was as of April 18th, and we put back $2.7 million back into the community.
Oh my gosh. Come
Yeah,
on, clap it up for
yeah,
VITA.
yep,
Especially VITA
yep.
York
They're
County.
amazing volunteers. They work really hard. Um, again, the community needs the program. They need the program. It's a free tax service.
Right.
So as long as individuals and families fall within the threshold, they can schedule an appointment and bring their paperwork in and get their taxes done for free. It's that simple.
That is incredible
It's
because I know that
amazing.
there are lots of tax preparers, like even if you don't go to a CPA, but there are a lot
Hmm.
of tax preparers around, and sometimes the fees can be a lot, or
Can be
even if they
costly.
do the rapid refunds or types of things like that, then the fees kind of compound because you're financing your refund, which is weird.
Again, I'm so passionate about it because I think about how I grew up, single parent home,
Mhm.
my mom with 4 girls. And when I found out about this program, I thought, "How long has this program been around?"
Yeah.
Because my mom could have taken full advantage of this program,
Mm.
and she could have gotten all of her money
Right,
rather than paying the fees for per document
right.
or paying to get, rapid refund. So,
Mm.
as a single mother, you need all the money. You need it,
Every penny.
to provide every penny to provide for your family. So that's why we're working so hard to meet the need for our community,
Right.
and help as many individuals and families we can.
Yeah. So we are located in York County, Pennsylvania, but throughout the United Way system, is VITA available in other states, or is that specific to this area?
VITA is available in different states. However, it does depend on their programming.
Uh,
I have been in communication with other United Ways, and there are plenty of VITAs out there. I
okay.
can tell you. Yeah, I actually attended a seminar in October, and I met someone from Utah, Colorado. So it was great to know, like, and to network and hear their ideas and hear what they're doing to help their community. But it's amazing to see how great the program is doing and other programs in other states.
Yeah. And you mentioned how it kind of seamlessly evolved into
Mhm.
another element of financial wellness, such as
Yes.
what you created, Rise
Mhm.
United, that we recently wrapped up in the fall, a cohort, 3 classes of financial literacy. And we have a financial empowerment toolkit that we were able, thankfully, through United Way, to gift to attendees who made the sessions.
Yep.
And then, like you mentioned, also in partnership with the local credit union, that they could actually get a savings account established, which I
Which
thought,
is amazing.
huh,
It's amazing.
that's
Yeah.
amazing because when you mention statistics, 59% of adult Americans don't have $1,000 for emergencies. So if someone were to just come to this cohort, if you will, learn some good stuff in a safe space, get a toolkit that they can take outside of the session to continue to use, and then find themselves an extra $200 from a credit
Mhm.
union, I feel like that could kind of be a foundation for someone maybe starting over, a young adult just getting into it,
Getting
to
in. Yep.
have that free money readily available to add to it. Was that the idea
Exactly.
behind it, that we
Yeah.
could build and move from there?
Yep. Yeah. So the $200 was something to help, like, to hopefully elevate. It is in the seeded account. It is locked, so it will accrue interest. And
Okay.
the goal, especially from your program, and those who participate will learn that, when they add more money, accrues interest, and
Right.
so on and so forth. So the hope is that they're also, when they're in the program, they're learning, but it's real life learning at the
Mhm.
same time. Remember, I said that in that real way, you want to help people in that real, raw way.
Mhm.
So that was the hope of the program. We also are doing a follow up. So it's not just, all right, you're done in April and
Right.
that's it. You got your money in your account. Nope. We're following up with the participants, ensuring that what they've learned, they're applying,
Good.
and it's useful and helpful because that also helps us. That helps us to grow the program.
Right.
That helps us to see what we can change, what worked and what didn't work.
Absolutely.
Again, this is for the community. So
Right.
what can we do to better the program?
Yeah. And I love the fact that, like you said, it's not just we shove them out the door, third session, you're on your own.
Yeah.
There's still
Bye.
accountability. If they'd like to talk with someone
Mhm.
afterwards, they have this awesome toolkit that it kind of serves as like a annual planner where they can write in their budget, they can write in their goals, they can even affirm themselves as they go. It's a very well done planner and toolkit. But I'm just grateful that I was able to meet you and share what I'm passionate about and see how it has aligned with United Way and your own wellness program. Because I know that even for some people who would come to a workshop or a session, but they might have daycare
Yeah.
issues or
Yeah, that was
maybe
another thing
maybe even
is
getting there could be an issue. So do you help with that at all?
yeah, so also looking into eliminating barriers. Within United Way, that is one thing we focus on, or three things that we focus on are childcare, transportation, financial wellness.
Nice.
So to implement that within the Rise United program, we do provide childcare
Mhm.
and transportation.
Wow.
So the programs, the financial or the Rise United programs have been held at childcare facilities.
Mhm.
So this time around, we're holding it at a different facility
Okay.
to help meet the need. We're spreading throughout the county. It is a very large county.
Yes.
So meeting the need, bringing people to different spaces and places. So childcare is provided. They're on Saturdays in
Mhm.
hopes that, those that work a normal Monday through Friday can attend.
Right.
And then we provide transportation via Lyft codes.
Oh, nice.
So we give them a Lyft voucher,
Okay.
and it provides a ride up to I think it's $20, and it give the driver a $5 tip.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that part.
yeah, yeah.
Have you heard when someone says nobody's coming to save you? It sounds like United Way, Rise United is coming to
We're
save you.
coming. Yes, yeah. So I
We
think
got our capes on.
the idea of this program, we really tried to think of every little thing
Right.
because it comes from personal experience. So I have
Absolutely.
kids. I have, there are times where I might have transportation needs. My car was just in the shop last week.
Yeah.
So it's just, you try to think of when it comes to the program implementation, you try to think of how to meet the need for everyone.
Yeah.
I would need, childcare to attend this class.
Mhm.
So what can we do so that everyone is able to attend?
Right. And I love the fact that you shared that you hadn't been with the company that long, but you're already creating a lot of buzz, a lot of impact, a lot of compassion throughout the York
I'm
County
trying.
area. You're definitely doing it. And you recently received an award. Am I right? I think it was
Yes.
called a Change Maker Award. Tell us
Yes.
about that.
Yes. Yes. So that award, I will say I was very shocked because again, when we're working, we're just working. We're not
Right.
doing it for the accolades. We're just working. So that award meant a lot to me because it reflects on the ongoing work
Mhm.
that's done, the
Right.
building relationships, the helping connect with people, to the services, to the programs, and making sure people feel seen, feel heard, and supported.
Right.
So just being recognized as the illuminator,
Illuminator.
uh, it it was a reminder of the small actions, the consistent actions, that can make a real difference in the community.
Yeah.
I'm forever grateful for the opportunity because it helps to really represent my community, the York community, and the team that I work with every day. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be here if it weren't for the team that I work with every day. So
Yeah.
I'm forever grateful.
And you mentioned that you're recently got your degree, right? So you
Hmm.
were studying in the course of developing the Rise United and amplifying VITA as it already was. And you're a mom and a wife. And I came to the award ceremony and your speech was incredible. But
Thank
you had
you.
everyone in tears because, like you shared just a moment ago, like you have lived experiences that you do not shy away from in your work. And I feel
Hmm.
like that allows people to connect with you and see that you're intentional about how you serve. But how is it balancing work life? Because I got some kids and grandkids myself, and I know that it does not always balance. And you've got to continue to show up and illuminate the passionate work that you're doing.
Yes. Well, I can say that that's something that is it's gonna be a journey and I'm still working on. I'm
Yeah.
still working on, because like you said, I was in school, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm all these things,
Yes.
and I've learned that balance is not perfect,
Hmm.
because it's intentional. So it's not perfect, it's intentional. Some seasons require a lot more of me. So right now, VITA, I'm in full VITA mode. I'm gonna be in full VITA mode. But you ask me in May, I'm gonna have a little more balance.
Right.
I'll probably be in like more mom and wife mode.
Yes.
So just understanding that that's the balance.
Right.
Yeah. So some seasons require more of me, but I try to stay grounded with those boundaries.
Yeah.
That's my goal is understanding boundaries, rest, and taking care of myself because what's the saying? You can't pour from an empty cup.
That's right.
Like that is yeah. So that is actually one of my goals this year is working on my boundaries, being intentional about what I say yes to and
Yes.
what I say no to. Um, because it will then reflect my work. And that, again, as you heard, I'm passionate about what I do and my work. And I don't want to fail because I know that this community is riding on these programs.
Yes.
So the work life balance has to be there. It
Hmm.
has to be there.
And there has to be room for grace, right?
Mhm.
Because as well intentioned as we often are with our work, with our family time, with even personal development, uh,
Mhm.
it doesn't always meet the calendar, the schedule, and oftentimes I know as a mom, I would beat myself up if I was not able to be someplace or if I had to send my husband instead of me. I know even at the
Mhm.
awards, your daughter got a little tummy ache and you
Mhm.
kind of had to tend to her. And you were leader at the
Yep.
microphone
Yeah. It
and
was it was moments before my speech and I was yeah, but we made it work. We made it work. It was boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but again, that's just what we do.
And I love
That's
the
what we do.
honesty of
Yeah,
what you were talking about because you didn't say, "Oh, I have it figured out. I'm balanced," right? You say, "It is a journey that I
it's a
am
journey.
on." And the last we spoke, you had shared about a book that you are reading or you're delving into. Do you remember the title or if you could share it with
And
a
I
lis—
wish I would have brought it with me, but it's like rebalancing yourself or finding balance. And there's also a workbook with it, and I should have brought it with
That's
me.
okay. Let me find
But
the visual. Set
it's
boundaries.
yes, setting
Find—
boundaries. Yes, yes. And I'm telling you, I took it with me on vacation
Okay.
and I was just flipping through it because it doesn't read like you would think it reads, if that makes sense. Because I
Okay.
I was telling my coworker about it, and she was like, "Oh, I read fiction," and I'm like, "But no, it's so good. It's so good. It's
Yeah.
so good, and it breaks it up. It's very intentional, and it is helping me on my journey. It's
Yeah.
helping me on my journey. So I'm really excited to see my growth in
Mm,
work-life balance this year because again, it's all related.
right.
Like I said, when I'm able to um, figure that balance out, it reflects my work, it reflects my home life, it reflects me as a wife, a mom, a daughter, a sister. Like it reflects everything.
Yeah.
So that's why that is, it's my goal this year is to get that figured out.
Well, you're on track. You're still
Yeah.
smiling, at least.
Yes, I have to. I have to.
Yeah. Is that a part of the Illuminator, right? I know that they honored you as that, but I'm a firm believer that joy comes from the inside out, right? And that happiness can be fleeting, it can be
Mhm.
circumstantial, but I believe that joy comes from the inside out, rooted in gratitude. So I believe that there is always something we can find to be grateful for to pull that joy up out of ourselves at any
Mhm.
given part of the day. So, how do you say, or what would you say is a Money Talks moment, part of our segment. Money Talks moment where it might have been something financially challenging at the time, very difficult for you to navigate, but in
Hmm.
looking back, you thought, wow, this was an incredible lesson that I will never forget and that might teach to my kids.
Great question. And I will say this was something like I didn't like think real like long and hard about
Yeah. Mhm.
because I want it again, I want it to reflect me as an individual.
Yeah.
So again, one of the biggest financial lessons that I've learned is about savings.
Okay.
And savings is not just a one bucket. Okay. So
Yeah,
we
exactly.
think like, oh, I gotta have like this and this account. No. We all hear about emergency savings and sometimes we have savings for a vacation or savings for our car,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize that I should probably have a savings to invest in my children's future.
Mm. Oh,
Yeah. So growing up, that's not something that my mom really talked about. Again, that's why this is important to me,
yeah.
or something that she may not have even had the opportunity to.
Mhm.
But when my daughter was younger and actually kindergarten, my husband and I had an opportunity to really invest in her education.
Okay.
And we were approached with that opportunity, but at the time, we weren't in the right financial standing to take advantage of it.
Okay.
So thinking back now, I was really disappointed in ourselves because we weren't set for that,
Okay.
and didn't realize that. But now knowing what I know, because again, you don't know what you don't know, I'm a little more intentional about setting money aside
Yeah.
for my kids' hobbies, for their interests, their experiences. I'm really big on that
Yes.
because I want to nurture them. I want
Mm.
to nurture them. Also, my background, my bachelor's degree is in human development, so that's important to me because children are our future. They
Yeah,
are our future.
absolutely. Yes.
So we got to nurture their hobbies, their interests. And again, looking back, I beat myself up all the time. But again, you don't know what you don't know. We were going at this as first time parents, new parents.
That's right.
Yeah. So I now know that I'm saying this as, hopefully someone can hear this and understand like, yeah, should probably sit aside because my daughter might be a really great musician and yeah, you don't think of those things. You don't think of those things at the time, but I now know it. Like that's important. So,
And I love that you shared about development, right? Oftentimes
mhm.
when we talk with parents and they immediately go to college.
Mhm.
College is expensive.
Mhm.
In
Yep,
any season, it could be expensive. But I love that you said development. It's their hobbies that could turn into something entrepreneurial
exactly.
that they might be thinking of later on. It could be just developing their self esteem. It could be relating one to another, like any things that we can put money to the side so that when opportunities do come up for enrichment, for experiences, it doesn't always have to be a college fund per se, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah,
But I love that you
exactly.
shared you had been thinking about it, intentional about it, but if the math doesn't math
Yeah.
in that season, you've gotta give yourself grace as parents, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I love the
Yep.
authenticity of that. Share with us a little bit about anything that's upcoming in the next quarter for 2026 that someone might be able to attend or be a part of.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned earlier, we have the Rise United Financial Wellness cohort coming up, and the first class is February 21st.
Okay.
And then there's one each month. So the next class I think is March 21st,
Yes.
and then the last class is April 25th.
Right.
So you can register for those classes on our website. And then, of course, we have our free tax prep services, which the appointment book is opening on Monday, so January 26th. And yeah, like we have plenty of events that are coming up. It's just you just going on our website and clicking the events tab, plenty of volunteer opportunities. I always encourage people to go to the website to check out what we have, or reach out to our team directly. You can reach out to me, and I can always connect you to who you're trying to get a hold of. But
Mhm.
those are the two that we have coming up.
Okay.
I would definitely say take advantage of the two if you're in our community,
Yeah.
because again, it's a really great resource.
Share with us that website that they could.
It's just unitedway-york.org.
Okay, good.
Yeah, or if they just Google United Way of York County.
Okay. So we'll make
And
sure.
actually, they might have to put York County, PA, because there is a United Way of York County, South Carolina.
I did realize that too
Yes.
recently.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So we'll make sure that we put it in the notes for our
Okay,
podcast so they can find the event, and also if they need an appointment for their taxes,
okay.
that they'll be able to schedule or get more information on that. I have truly been blessed by this conversation. You definitely are a light,
Thank
an
you.
illuminator. I've been in your presence quite a few times over the last year, and I've always enjoyed every encounter. You definitely are someone who cares about the community, cares about community members, and even the work that you do. I know that you had a bit of a lateral move at work, but I guess you figured it's the same work, it's the same me.
Mhm, mhm.
But it's
Yep,
always good when our
exactly.
bosses can acknowledge, the leadership that we're taking on.
Mhm.
Would you say that that's important?
Yes, and I've the people that I've worked with, they are big on supporting us and showing us what leadership looks like.
Yeah,
I've worked in roles where sometimes that wasn't always demonstrated in the way that I would have hoped.
right.
So you need a good leader in order to lead the right way.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that like where I am now, I honestly feel like it can't get any better, truly, because I have the support and I'm challenged and also put in the rooms that help me grow.
Love
And
that.
that's ultimately that's what I want. So yeah, I love it.
Well, tell the people before we hop off, if they want to reach you specifically, are you on social media at all, or how can they reach you?
I am. I'm back. I took a break just, for balance and mental health, but I am back. Let's see. Like you can find me on Facebook. It's just my name, TaTyana Abreu. I might be the only one. TaTyana Abreu, who knows? And I'm on LinkedIn, TaTyana Abreu.
Okay.
Or if you go to our website and go to our, I think it's our either our staff or who we are,
Mhm.
and then you can click my name. I think our email is there as well. So yeah,
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Tot, for coming on to the podcast and blessing us with your presence and your knowledge and even your story. And till next time, that is Money Talks, Wealth Beyond Numbers. And remember, wealth is not just what you hold, it's what you heal. Thank you.
thank you.